Hey guys, so today's topic is coming out. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible as I can, considering that my coming out story is a little bit complicated. It's kind of long, so I'm just going to dive right into it before I start rambling about other things. So, pretty much what happened is I had a girlfriend at the time. I was 16. I just turned 16, I think, like the week prior to my coming out. So yeah, I had a girlfriend, my first girlfriend, and my dad asked to borrow my phone, and so this makes me turn it big. I'm sorry. I get distracted, like I said. So my dad asked to borrow my phone, and I was like, okay, go ahead. He was gonna make a quick call to his boss, and I was like, okay, whatever, here. So he took my phone, and then I found it kind of strange that what should have been like a 5-minute call was like I hadn't gotten my phone back. It was like half an hour had gone by and still hadn't gotten my phone back, and I just had this like gut feeling that something had happened. So I went over and asked my dad if I could have my phone back, and he's like, no, you can't have it back. And I just knew that he had seen something on my phone. And so then I was like, inside I was freaking out because I'm like, shit, like they found out. Well, he found out. So then I went to my room and I was like freaking out. I was just waiting for them to come into my room and talk to me. But it never happened. Like an hour went by, 2 hours went by, nothing. And that just made it even worse because I was just waiting for it until finally my mom came into my room, and she just like started talking to me about like if I had ever had a boyfriend or if I liked boys and things like that. And I just knew she was gonna come out and ask. So she's like, how come you haven't had a boyfriend? And then I just kind of like started crying, and I told her that the reason I have a boyfriend was because I had a girlfriend. And she just kind of stayed quiet, and I was just crying uncontrollably, like I couldn't even speak. I just felt like I had disappointed them. So then my mom did the typical, oh, it's just a phase, you're gonna get over it. And I was like, no, it's not a phase. She's like, well, then it's just your hormones, which was so silly to me. She's like, oh, it's just your hormones then. You're a teenager, you're going through puberty. And I was like, no. So then what happened? So then we just kind of talked about it, and I told her like, no, I've always liked girls ever since I can remember, whatnot. And I came out to her as bi just because I didn't want to like make things even worse. So I thought, coming out as bi would be easier, not just like a whole slap on your face, like, oh, your daughter's a lesbian. So yeah, I did that. But it wasn't easy. I mean, my dad actually went missing for like a whole day. I wrote him a letter that night, explained to him, everything, about me being gay and having a girlfriend. And the next day, like, he was nowhere to be found. So that was really scary. I felt like, if something had happened to him, it was because of me. But then, he came back home after a day or whatever. What else? So yeah, it was really awkward for several months. It was just a lot of tension at home. It was just mostly me and my mom and sister because my dad at the time, his job required him to travel a lot with his company. So there was like tension between me and my mom. But several months back, I had a really, really long talk with them, like an hour-long talk about how I wanted them to like accept me for who I am and support me because they're the most important people in my life. I mean, they're my parents. They gave life to me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So I had a really long talk with them, and ever since they've been really, really supportive and understanding and just very hands-on about, you know, my sexual, not, I don't know, not hands-on, but very, you know, like, if I'm dating someone, they want to know, and as to before, they'd be like, don't even mention it, like, don't talk about that in front of us. And now it's like, oh, how are you and so doing, or, you know, breakups. Like, my mom is very, very supportive now. She's like, you know, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? So, yeah. So, I mean, it took him a while. It took him 3 years to come around, but I'm really glad they did. Because, I mean, your parents' support, to me, is the one that should matter the most. Not even, like, extended family or whatever. Like, your parents, your direct family, you know, they're the ones that matter to me, what they think. You know, I could not care less, you know, about strangers out in the street calling me names or thinking what I am is wrong. I really don't care, but I do care what my parents think, you know. You know, I love them and I want them to accept me in every aspect. You know, I want them to be a part of my entire life, not just certain aspects of my life. So, yeah, this video is long. I cut out a lot. I mean, there's more to my coming out story than just this. So, yeah, it would have probably been like 15 minutes long if I told you every single little detail that happened. But, yeah, because that's it. You know, I'm just happy that my parents support me now and that I can be myself openly in front of them without having to feel uncomfortable or like it's weird. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I just wanna, before I do end it, excuse me, I just wanna thank all of you guys for your tremendous support. I honestly I was hoping, you know, that we get views and, you know, likes and reblogs and subscribers, and we have. Within this 1 week, we've had a lot of views to our channel and to our videos. So I really do appreciate that. And I've also gotten submissions for topics. So I want to remind you guys to please keep sending them in. Starting next week, I am going to start picking topics. So make sure you put them into our in our collabs Tumblr. I'll put the link down. So yeah, I'll just end it here. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. Weekend? It's Monday. I hope y'all have a great week and weekend. So yeah, thanks for the support, guys, and I'll see you next Monday.